Let me ask you something. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want to wake up one day and see a version of yourself that you're proud of? Most people live their lives in a cycle of excuses and mediocrity. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or some miracle to pull them out of their rut. But life doesn't work that way. If you want to change your life, you have to earn it. You have to bleed for it. And it all starts with what you do every single day. First, stop hitting the snooze button. That's the first promise you break to yourself every morning. When that alarm goes off, get up. You don't negotiate with your mind. You don't ask for 5 more minutes. You get up. Because every time you hit snooze, you're telling yourself that comfort is more important than growth. Next, make your bed. Yeah, it sounds small, but small wins lead to big victories. Making your bed is about starting your day with discipline. It's about saying, I'm in control of my environment and I'm in control of my mind. If you can't handle the little things, how are you going to handle the big things? Then attack the hardest task of your day first. Stop avoiding the stuff that scares you or feels uncomfortable. You don't grow by staying in the shallow end. You grow when you jump into the deep water and figure out how to swim. That's where the magic happens on the other side of discomfort. Next habit, stop lying to yourself. You say you want to get fit, but you skip workouts. You say you want success, but you waste hours scrolling on your phone. Stop the lies. Look in the mirror and face the truth. Change starts when you're brutally honest with yourself about what you're doing and what you're avoiding. Move your body every day. You don't need a fancy gym. You don't need perfect weather. Just move, run, walk, lift, stretch, whatever it is. Get your heart pumping. Physical movement isn't just about your body. It's about sharpening your mind, breaking through laziness, and proving to yourself that you're stronger than your excuses. Read something that challenges you every day. Feed your mind with knowledge and ideas that push your limits. Stop consuming junk that dulls your brain. The world is full of distractions, but you have a choice: build your mind or let it rot. Track your progress. Keep a journal, write down your goals, and hold yourself accountable. You can't measure what you don't track. Most people drift through life wondering why nothing changes. But if you track your habits, you'll see the gaps, the weaknesses, and the wins. You'll know where to double down and where to adjust. Stay uncomfortable. Life isn't meant to be easy. Growth happens when you lean into discomfort, when you push through pain, when you challenge what you think you're capable of. Stop running from the hard stuff. That's where you find out who you really are. Surround yourself with people who push you to be better. Cut out the negative energy, the toxic relationships, the people who drag you down. Life's too short to be around those who don't believe in you or themselves. Find people who inspire you, who challenge you, who won't let you settle for average. Finally, take ownership of everything in your life. No excuses, no blaming others. If something's not right, fix it. If you failed, own it. The moment you take full responsibility for your life, everything changes. You become unstoppable. These habits aren't easy. They're not supposed to be. But if you commit to them day in and day out, they'll change everything. They'll transform you into the kind of person who doesn't just dream, but does. So the question is, are you ready to stop making excuses and start making changes? Or are you just going to sit there and let life pass you by? The choice is yours. When the alarm rings in the morning, it's not just a signal to start your day, it's a test. It's the first challenge you face before the world even throws its demands at you. That moment, when you decide whether to get up or hit snooze, sets the tone for everything that follows. You might think it's just 5 more minutes, but it's not about the time, it's about the promise. That alarm represents a commitment you made to yourself, and when you hit snooze, you're breaking it. You're telling yourself that comfort is more important than your goals, your growth, and the person you want to become. I think about what happens when you give in. You stay in bed warm and cozy, but you also stay stagnant. Your day begins with a loss, a moment where you chose the easy way out. That loss snowballs. Suddenly, it's harder to get started with anything else because your brain has already learned that it's okay to delay, to avoid, to take shortcuts. The rest of the day feels sluggish because you let comfort win the first battle. It's not about the minutes lost, it's about the mindset you carry. Now imagine the opposite. The alarm goes off, and even though every fiber of your being wants to stay in bed, you push yourself to sit up. You swing your legs over the side, plant your feet on the floor, and stand up. That single act might seem small, but it's monumental. It's proof that you can choose discipline over desire. You can override the instinct for comfort and take control. And when you start your day with that kind of victory, everything else feels different. It's not just about waking up, it's about waking up to your potential. This isn't about being a morning person or some motivational gimmick. It's about building trust with yourself. Every time you get up when you said you would, you're reinforcing the belief that you're reliable, disciplined, and in control. And that belief carries over into every part of your life. When challenges come up during the day, you've already proven to yourself that you can make hard decisions, that you don't back down when things get uncomfortable. There's science behind this too. The brain is wired to seek patterns, to form habits based on repeated behaviors. When you hit snooze every morning, you're training your brain to prioritize instant gratification. But when you get up as soon as the alarm sounds, you're rewiring your mind for discipline and action. That rewiring doesn't just affect your mornings, it changes how you approach everything. You become someone who doesn't hesitate, who takes action without overthinking, who knows that discomfort is temporary but the rewards are lasting. You might think this is such a small habit that it couldn't possibly matter, but small habits compound. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. If you can't commit to getting up on time, how can you expect to commit to the bigger goals in your life? It's not about being perfect, it's about proving to yourself day after day that you're capable of showing up. It's about building momentum that carries you forward even on the tough days. When you wake up on time, you also create space. Space to think, to plan, to prepare yourself mentally for the day ahead. You're not rushing, scrambling, or reacting, you're in control. That sense of control is powerful. It gives you clarity, focus, and the ability to tackle your priorities with intention. It might seem like a simple thing, but getting up on time can transform the way you live. This is a habit that builds strength, not just physical strength, but mental toughness. Every time you resist the urge to hit snooze, you're strengthening the part of your brain that says, I can do hard things. And that mindset is everything. It's what separates people who achieve their goals from those who just dream about them. It's what turns intentions into actions and actions into results. So the alarm rings, what do? That moment might feel small, but it's a choice that defines the rest of your day, your week, and eventually your life. Choose wisely. Life is full of tasks we don't want to face, things that seem too big, too overwhelming, or just plain uncomfortable. Most people spend their energy avoiding these tasks, procrastinating, or convincing themselves that tomorrow will be a better time to handle them. But that's a trap. The truth is, avoiding discomfort doesn't make it disappear, it makes it grow. The longer you wait, the bigger that task feels and the more it weighs on you. The only way out is through. To change your life, you have to stop running from the hard stuff and start attacking it head on. Every day presents a choice. Do you take the easy road or do you choose the harder path that leads to growth? Tackling the hardest task of your day first isn't just about productivity, it's about building a mindset of courage and resilience. It's about proving to yourself that you're not afraid of discomfort, that you can face challenges instead of avoiding them. When you start your day with the hardest task, you set the tone for everything else. You're saying, I can handle this, and that confidence carries over into every other part of your life. I think about the hardest task on your list, the one that's been sitting there for days or weeks because you've been avoiding it. Maybe it's a difficult conversation, a workout you've been dreading, or a project that feels overwhelming. Whatever it is, it's not the task itself that's the problem, it's the story you've built around it. You've convinced yourself it's too hard, too boring, or too scary. But when you actually face it, you often realize it's not as bad as you thought. The fear and resistance were just in your head. That's why attacking the hardest task first thing in the morning is so powerful. Your willpower and focus are at their peak when you start your day. If you wait, the excuses start to pile up. You tell yourself you're too tired, too busy, or that you'll get to it later. But later is just another word for never. By handling the hardest thing right away, you eliminate the mental drain of carrying it around in your mind all day. You free up space for creativity, energy, and momentum. This approach isn't just about getting things done, it's about who you become in the process. When you consistently face your hardest tasks, you train yourself to be someone who doesn't shy away from challenges. You build grit. You learn to trust yourself, knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way. And that trust is invaluable. It's what separates people who achieve their goals from those who stay stuck in a cycle of avoidance and regret. There's also a ripple effect. When you knock out the hardest task, everything else feels easier. It's like lifting a heavy weight at the gym. Once you've tackled the toughest lift, the lighter ones feel like nothing. You gain momentum, and that momentum propels you forward. The tasks that once seemed daunting become manageable, and you move through your day with a sense of accomplishment and confidence. Attacking the hardest task also forces you to grow. The things we avoid are often the things that challenge us the most, and growth doesn't happen without challenge. Whether it's learning a new skill, solving a complex problem, or pushing your physical limits, these are the moments that shape you. They're the moments where you find out what you're really capable of. And the more you face them, the more you expand your comfort zone. What once felt impossible becomes routine, and you raise your own standards. This habit isn't easy. It requires discipline, focus, and a willingness to be uncomfortable, but that's the point. The easy path doesn't lead to greatness, it leads to regret. The hard path, the one that forces you to dig deep and push through resistance, is where you find growth, fulfillment, and success. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about showing up every day and doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. So the next time you're staring down a tough task, remember that avoidance only prolongs the discomfort. Lean into it. Attack it. Prove to yourself that you're stronger than the resistance. That single act of courage has the power to change not just your day, but your entire mindset. And when you change your mindset, you change your life. We all have that voice in our head, the one that tells us it's okay to take shortcuts, to skip a workout, or to lie about how much effort we're really putting in. It's the voice of comfort, of convenience, and of excuses. And as long as we listen to that voice, we'll stay stuck. If you want to change your life, you have to get brutally honest with yourself. You have to face the truth no matter how uncomfortable it is. It's easy to lie to yourself. It's easy to say, I'm too tired to work out today, or I'll start that project tomorrow, or I don't really need to push myself. I've done enough. But the truth is, these lies keep you trapped. Every time you let yourself off the hook, you're reinforcing the belief that you can't be trusted to follow through. And once you break that trust with yourself, everything else becomes harder. Your word means nothing if you're not willing to keep promises to yourself. Honesty starts with taking responsibility for your actions. If you're not where you want to be in life, it's not because of external circumstances, it's because of the choices you've made. No one forced you to skip that workout, to eat junk food, to procrastinate on your goals. You did that, and you have the power to change it. The moment you stop blaming your circumstances, your upbringing, your boss, or anyone else for your lack of progress, you take control. You stop being a victim, and you become the creator of your own reality. Being honest with yourself also means acknowledging your weaknesses. We all have them, whether it's a lack of discipline, procrastination, or fear of failure. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is that the successful ones face their weaknesses head on. They don't pretend they don't exist or avoid confronting them. They look at their flaws, accept them, and work to overcome them. This isn't about beating yourself up. It's about understanding that no one is perfect, and the only way to grow is to face your shortcomings and take responsibility for them. This level of self-awareness requires courage. It's much easier to make excuses or blame external factors. But when you do that, you're giving away your power. You're handing over control of your life to things outside of yourself. And as long as you do that, you'll never be in the driver's seat. But when you accept full responsibility, you reclaim that power. You realize that you have the ability to shape your life no matter what has happened in the past. Honesty is also about confronting the hard truths. It's about looking in the mirror and asking yourself, am I really doing everything I can to reach my goals? It's about taking a long, hard look at your habits, your routines, and your choices and being willing to admit when they're not serving you. If you're not where you want to be, don't make excuses. Don't justify your actions. Acknowledge the truth. And then get to work changing it. No one is going to do it for you. You're the only one who can make the necessary shifts to improve your life. This level of honesty also forces you to be more disciplined. When you stop lying to yourself, you stop tolerating mediocrity, you stop allowing yourself to take shortcuts, you start demanding more of yourself because you know that anything less is a betrayal of your potential. You hold yourself to a higher standard, and that's what pushes you to perform at your best. You stop accepting excuses from others or from yourself, and you focus on doing the work no matter how hard it gets. Self-honesty is also the foundation of personal growth. The more you practice it, the more you learn about yourself. You learn where you need to improve, where you're sabotaging your own success, and where your true strengths lie. This kind of self-awareness is what gives you the clarity to make better decisions, to break bad habits, and to step into the person you're meant to become. If you want to change your life, you can't afford to lie to yourself anymore. It's time to face the truth about where you are and where you want to be. It's time to stop making excuses and start taking responsibility for your actions. The truth might be hard to hear, but it's the only thing that will set you free. The moment you get brutally honest with yourself is the moment you take back control of your life and start moving toward the person you were meant to become. There's a truth that many people overlook: the body and mind are connected. If you neglect your physical health, it's not just your body that suffers, it's your mind too. Movement isn't just about staying fit or looking good, it's about creating a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. When you make physical activity a daily habit, you're not just building muscle, you're also fortifying your mental toughness, your focus, and your ability to endure challenges. Every day you face a choice to move or to stay stagnant. It's easy to come up with excuses: too tired, too busy, not in the mood, but every time you give in, you're reinforcing a cycle of inaction. The body thrives on movement. Our muscles are built to stretch, to contract, to engage. The human body was never meant to remain sedentary for long periods. When you don't move, you're not just harming your body, you're limiting your potential. You're robbing yourself of the physical and mental strength you can have if you committed to consistent movement. The power of movement extends far beyond physical appearance or strength. It's a tool for sharpening your mind. Physical activity releases endorphins, chemicals in the brain that improve mood and reduce stress. It's not just a workout, it's a natural antidote to anxiety, depression, and overwhelm. You can't be weighed down by mental fatigue if your body is in motion. When you work out, you clear your head, you strengthen your focus, and you build a mindset of resilience. You realize that if you can push through physical pain, you can handle mental challenges as well. Starting the day with movement is one of the most powerful habits you can form. The first few hours of your day set the tone for everything that follows. If you wake up and start moving, your body and mind wake up together. You get your blood flowing, your heart pumping, and your mind firing on all cylinders. It doesn't matter what type of movement you choose, whether it's a run, a walk, a workout, or stretching. The key is that you make it a priority. You don't wait for motivation to hit, because motivation is fleeting. You build discipline through action, and that action starts with getting your body moving. Consistency is key. You don't need to run a marathon every day to see results. You just need to show up. Even if it's just a short workout or a quick walk, the act of moving every day compounds over time. The more you do it, the more natural it becomes. It stops being something you force yourself to do and becomes something you crave. It becomes part of who you are, just like brushing your teeth or eating. Movement becomes the foundation for every other success in your life. When you're physically active, your energy levels are higher, your focus is sharper, and your productivity increases. You're not just a better worker, you're a better person. Movement is also a reminder that growth happens outside your comfort zone. You can't build strength without resistance, and you can't build endurance without pushing through fatigue. When you work out, you learn how to push past the point where your body wants to quit. You teach yourself that discomfort is temporary, but the results are long-lasting. Every drop of sweat, every muscle that burns is proof that you're becoming stronger. You start to realize that the same approach can be applied to other areas of life. When challenges arise, you don't shrink away from them, you face them head on, knowing that just like in the gym, pushing through will lead to growth. Even on days when you feel tired, overwhelmed, or unmotivated, moving your body is the antidote. It breaks the cycle of negativity, it lifts your mood and shifts your energy. Movement reminds you that you're in control, that you're capable of making choices that serve you even when your mind tries to hold you back. It's a direct rebellion against the voice that says you can't. When you move, you prove that you can. The habit of moving your body every day isn't just about fitness, it's about mental toughness, discipline, and resilience. It's about building the strength to handle life's challenges, both physical and mental. So don't skip your workout or put off movement because of excuses. Find ways to incorporate activity into your daily routine. Whether it's a morning jog, a quick set of push-ups, or a simple stretch, commit to moving your body every day. When you do, you'll unlock a level of strength that will spill over into every other area of your life.